when you get a gift for a child, the child's curiosity is piqued. So the first thing they'll do is open the gift, and after opening it, they begin to turn it up and down, trying to figure out how to use the gift, trying to figure out the nature of the gift and how it can be useful to them. Or another thing they'll do is, after opening it, they can quickly take it to their parent or caregiver and begin to ask questions. What is this? How does it work? How can I use it? How will it be of interest to know? In both cases, what they are basically trying to do is figure out the nature of that gift and trying to find out how it can be beneficial and useful to them. Hello everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of the Review With Me podcast. I'm your host and your book reading coach, Mrs. Peace Terminal. I hope you've been able to catch up on the introduction and the chapter 1 of the book. And yes, if you are just joining us, we are reading In Pursuit of Purpose by Miles Monroe, and we are in chapter 2. So please, before we go on, just hit the like button, share, subscribe, tag someone who you think needs this. And if you know somebody who has not discovered purpose or who is still trying to pursue purpose, you know they need this, please join us. Anyway, chapter 2 is titled The Nature of Purpose, and if you're ready, come with me and let's find out what purpose really is. Now, the nature of purpose reveals both the qualities that belong to purpose and the inherent tendencies that affect its behavior. When we talk about purpose, nature of purpose, what we're trying to ask ourselves is, what does purpose entail? So let's break it down. Number 1, purpose is inherent. This means purpose predicts the nature of something. Now imagine a manufacturer who tries to build a machine to move things. That is his aim and his purpose for building that machine. So the first thing he will decide is, how will this machine move things? How will this machine I want to build, how will it move things? And after he has decided that, he then builds that design he builds the design, or he designs that ability into the machine itself, so that at the point of creation, after creating the machine can do exactly what it was proposed to do. So when God creates a man and a woman, he designs each and every one of them to fulfill a purpose. Therefore, the qualities, characteristics, and talents, everything that he puts inside of them, the qualities and everything he puts inside of them is aimed at fulfilling or performing his purpose. Remember, we've said everybody has a purpose. You are designed for your purpose and you are perfect for it. It doesn't matter how you were formed or how you look. You are designed for your purpose and you are perfectly created. Remember, God said we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So to remove your purpose is to change who you are. Please be yourself. Never try to become someone else. You remember the story we talked about in the introduction, where that man gave the young swimmer a very beautiful advice: in whatever you do, be yourself. Number 2, purpose is individual. Each person has a unique function, and the uniqueness doesn't mean everybody is equal. We are all equal. Doesn't mean everybody is unequal. We are all equal, but we have a uniqueness that is acute to us alone. So even when you see somebody succeeding in their field, what you should be aiming at doing is to want to succeed in your own field. You should try to copy, you should try to learn something from that person. So basically, I have some models who I look up to and I follow, and one of them is my some mentors and models here. One of them is, first and foremost, is my spiritual father, David Ibionye. And then I also have I have a lot of mentors. I have coaches. I have a coach, a parent coach, and anytime she speaks, I'm like, wow, I want to be able to speak like her. I want to be able to do this like her. So she has a unique gift acute to her. I have mine, but that doesn't mean we are all equal. Everybody is equal. Just face your uniqueness, discover your uniqueness, and stay in your lane. You are the way you are because of why you are. There's a scripture in the Bible, I think in Habakkuk or in Micah, that talks about each and everyone marching in their lane, none breaking their lane. What does that mean? The sky is enough for every one of us to soar. The sky is enough for every one of us to fly. So you don't really need to be jealous of someone else, because there's something unique inside of you. No one has your fingerprints, no one has your personalities, no one has the exact type of your personalities and all your skills and your talents as put together. No one has your natural skills all put together exactly like you. You are unique. People may look like you, but they aren't you. Your world and your generation needs the you that exists. What does this mean? If you find yourself in existence today, then congratulations to you. The world needs the you that is in existence, not you copying someone else. Because when you copy someone else, you're automatically denying the world of what you have to offer. Number 3, purpose is often multiple. God places in man a multi-purpose nature. For example, we have trees. Now the trees give us fruit, they give shade, they give oxygen. They can even be used for furniture, they can be used for books. Imagine the multi-purpose nature of a tree. Animals give us food, they give us meat. They actually take away carbon dioxide, which is being breathed out into the atmosphere. So just like these things, every human being is multi-purpose. We were created and born for a purpose. However, that purpose of ours is actually incorporated to fill up and to fulfill a major purpose. So our purpose is incorporates minor facets with the intent to fulfill the greater and overall purpose. God has an overall purpose for each and every one of us. So your own purpose, my own purpose, another person's purpose, by the time all of us, our purpose together are minor facets that come together to fulfill a very unique but big purpose. We have things inside of us that needs to come out. All right, okay, so let's go to the next one. Purpose is interdependent. Now I love this particular point because I was reading the book As a Man Thinketh, and that got me thinking. At first I actually used to focus on I want to be independent, I don't want to be a dependent person and this and that. But then I got to learn that independence is actually not even it. The highest level of existence is interdependence. I had to learn how to begin to ask for help. I had to learn how to begin to, because that is the best way to live. No man is an island on his own. When my aunt told me this particular statement as a teenager, then I didn't really get the hang of it. But growing up and reading with a lot of experiences, I've come to realize that truly interdependency is the greatest level of existence. Everything has a purpose that is linked to a greater purpose. Nothing exists for itself. So you don't exist for yourself. I don't exist for myself. We all exist to fulfill a greater purpose, and that means everything is related to each other. For example, let's look at the moon. Now the moon doesn't give out any light, right? But that doesn't mean it is useless. It has a purpose. The moon and the sun work interdependently to give us the night and day effect. So imagine one day the sun decides and says, after all, I'm the only one giving light. Moon, you have no light to give. Automatically we'll just be having day. We'll be having day. The world will be in chaos, because the whole rotation of the earth that makes some places to be experiencing the night effect while other places are experiencing day effect will no longer be possible. The sun will just be shining on one part completely, and the other part will be completely and totally dark because it is not facing the sun. There will be a lot of chaos. What does that tell us? There is an interdependency that every one of us needs, that every one of us functions in order to be able to fulfill a greater purpose. So anytime you feel like you don't have any use, just remember the sun and the moon. The sun actually needs the moon, just as the moon needs the sun. So they both work interdependently in order to be able to fulfill the bigger purpose of the night and day effect. Your world needs you because your purpose can't be fulfilled in isolation. I'll say that again. Your world needs you because your purpose cannot be fulfilled in isolation. We all need your purpose. You need my purpose. I need your purpose. And that is why it is very important for you to discover your purpose. Because when you discover your purpose and begin to run in it, it actually helps the world to be a better place. Now imagine most of these professionals who in medicine, in academics and all, if they didn't discover their purpose, a lot of us would have not been here. Some people would have died because there wouldn't have been anyone to actually help them succeed. So the world needs your purpose. The next one, purpose is permanence. Once a producer or a manufacturer manufactures a particular good, he does it, it is permanent. The purpose of that good is automatically permanent. He doesn't change it because of consumer complaints. Yes, it can be modified, but the purpose will never change. So they can bring out, for example, we see phones coming out, this model, and then they modify it and bring it out. But at no point will the purpose of the phone change. They modify it, add some changes to it, but it still fulfills one particular unique purpose. So purpose is permanent. That's another nature of purpose. This means plans may change, but God's purpose remains constant. Let's look at another example here. Now in the Bible, we have a very great man who is the father of many nations. Yes, Abraham. Now let's look at the story of Abraham, Sarah and Hagar. Now God's purpose for Abraham was to bring the child of promise. And who was that child of promise? Isaac, who was to be birthed by Sarah. But because they weren't, Sarah wasn't patient enough, she really needed a child. She gave her maid to Abraham and told him, you can marry my maid, and so that I can have a child by her. Hence, plans started changing, and before enough was happening, Ishmael was born through Hagar. But did that really change God's purpose? No. God still told Abraham, yes, I will bless Ishmael, but that is not the child of promise. The child of promise is going to come from Sarah. So Sarah's purpose in life was to birth the child of promise. So as much as plans were changing, God's purpose remained constant, and at the end of the day, Isaac was born. So God's purpose is actually fixed. Nothing can change it. No matter how you try to change your plans, his purpose for you still remains fixed. Next one, purpose is resilient. Resilient means it stands the test of time. No matter how long it takes, purpose still stands. Purpose transforms mistakes into miracles. It transforms disappointments into testimonies. People who had great talent but didn't know what to do with it, at the end of the day, when they discovered their purpose, they actually emerged and became great. So another story we'll be looking at here is the story of somebody in the Bible called Saul, who was later changed. His name was changed to Paul. Now, Saul was a rugged man. I love Saul because he had this passion and this drive to fulfill a particular purpose. Now the thing is, Saul had a purpose, but he did not understand it. He did not understand what he was meant to do with it, and so he was drifting in the wrong direction. But at the end of the day, when he encountered Christ, there was a change of name, but his purpose did not change. His purpose was just redirected towards the right position, towards the right path. What is this trying to tell us? It doesn't matter if we've made mistakes. At the end of the day, Paul made a statement saying, all those things I did, God has forgiven me. I am not that person anymore. Saul killed a lot of people. He killed a lot of Christians. But he had this mindset that God has changed my name, and it's time for me. My purpose has been redirected to the right path, and I'm going to fulfill it. I'm not going to sit back and think about the past. I'm not going to hold on to the past and hold on to my mistakes. Another person in the Bible that was actually focused on their purpose after being redirected was Moses. Moses also killed someone. Yes, because he felt that by his own strength he could actually, and being born and brought up in the palace, he could save the children of Israel. His purpose still remained, but God had to redirect it. Another person in the Bible was Gideon. Sorry about that. Another person in the Bible was Gideon. His purpose was redirected. So the resilience of purpose helps to turn mistakes into testimonies and disappointments into miracles. So God has a purpose for us, and nothing we have done in the past can change that. Every one of us has a past. I hear someone actually watching this and asking, what if I've been this in the past, I've been that in the past? Can I still fulfill purpose? The answer is YES. Written and spoken in capital letters. You can fulfill purpose. It doesn't matter your past. All you need to do is hold on to your source, discover your purpose, and begin to run with it with the help of your source. And finally for today, purpose is universal. Do you know that in the Dead Sea we don't have plants or marine life? The Dead Sea is just dead, as the name is. Nothing grows there, nothing survives there, nothing breathes there, nothing lives there. Now, there are a lot of people that are just like the Dead Sea. They are just seated at a spot. They are not going forward, they are not going backward. There's nothing about them that is actually working. God created us for a purpose. And until we begin to fulfill this purpose, until we fulfill our purpose, we remain like the Dead Sea. The truth is, no matter how successful you think you are in life, as long as you've not discovered your purpose, you are like the Dead Sea. Yes, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Because the major aim of your creation was to fulfill a particular purpose. And until you fulfill it, remember we said, with purpose, fulfillment of purpose comes satisfaction in life. So you are not a mistake. God has a purpose for you and I, and that purpose hasn't changed. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 said, before I formed you, I knew you. Before I placed you in your mother's womb, I already ordained you to be a prophet. Now, when we hear the word prophet, we think prophet has to do with only those who speak God's word. No, you can be a prophet in your place of assignment. You can be a prophet in business, in medicine, in education, in whatever place that God has called you to be. The main thing is God has a purpose for you before you were created. Remember, He finishes something before He has already finished you. You are God's finished work. A producer finishes a product before he brings it out into distribution. So you are a finished product. All you need to do is discover your purpose and begin to run with it. At this point, we'll be drawing a close to this. So how did you enjoy this topic? Which of the nature of purpose actually spoke out to you? Please don't forget, you can just put it in the comment section. Also tell us where you're watching from, and we will be communicating with you. Thank you very much for staying with us. Thank you for reviewing chapter 2 with me. I will be expecting to see you in chapter 3. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. Invite someone, and let's recultivate once again the reading culture in our society. Thank you very much, and God bless you.